And are you ready?
Yep. Welcome back to the Yapdos podcast, episode 4. Today is, what did you say, June 15th?
June 15th.
One day I'll know what day it is. It's June 15th. Thank you for joining us again.
Welcome back.
As some exciting news that you can already see, we've added some things to our set. We have some little plushies on our microphones.
You recognize Lantern as the winner of episode 1's Best Electric Pokemon.
Against all of my wishes. He also really doesn't want to stay on the microphone. That tape is not doing a whole lot for him.
We went red. We thought it was all going right.
Here, just jiggle the thing. Or do you think it muted? Oh, green.
Back to green. You know what?
Don't touch it. Yeah. We'll just let Lantern be how, if he falls, I guess. Yeah, the tape, it's doing wonders for the posters, not so much our stuffed animals.
Oh, for here we have our namesake.
Zapdos. Love. Which I'm a little bit worried because I don't know if you saw, but Pokemon is starting to send out cease and desist to artists who are drawing Pokemon, and I drew our logo.
So Pokemon has always been really big on their cease and desists. I guess I'll tag them so I don't get in trouble for saying their name, but at the Poke Court had to become the Trainer Court because they used Poke.
Right.
And they have a physical storefront. Now that may also be part of it, is like we're not making any money off of this, and we're spending money at the Pokemon Center.
We are. We're buying things. So, please don't sue us. Please.
Yeah, Nintendo, don't get too mad at us. I don't think we're your biggest fish to fry.
I did see one of the vendors that I follow, and I'll have to go back and figure out who it was, but I saw that they posted they're starting to send cease and desist to people on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, God.
And I was like, oh, no. I was like, it took me so long to figure out how I wanted to make this logo with Zapdos in it, and now I'm like, I swear to God, if we have to start from scratch again and I can't even draw Zapdos now.
Oh, man. Well, we have a few exciting things to talk about. First of all, another grade from Tag.
More grades. Yay.
Nicole and I already know what's in here because I have no patience, but you get to find out for the first time, and I'm really excited. This is my card, by the way. I pulled it out of a Chaos Rising booster box.
Do you have proof that it's not my card?
No. You forget how it works. It's attached to my account. You have to prove that it is your card. If it is your card. This is mine.
Darn.
And we've got the gold Greninja. You can see it.
The reflection.
In a Tag 10.
Ooh!
Not a 10 pristine, but a 10 with a score of 979. Which, as of recording this podcast, is still the #1 highest Mega Greninja graded by Tag. With 23 graded Mega Greninjas behind me.
That's so cool. So then, how many have been graded?
So 24 total.
Okay.
I'm #1, 23 behind me.
Right. Yeah. No, that's how math works.
Yeah. God, it's a good thing you don't teach math.
Oh, goodness.
But yeah, I pulled that out of a booster box, sent it off, and it came back a 10.
Yay, 10.
Very excited.
That's our first podcast 10.
Yeah.
Episode 4.
Now, also, Nicole and I still have our 8 cards that we submitted. They arrived at Tag on April 30th, so right before Tag did their shutdown. They moved into image processing, which is the actual taking pictures grading part, on May 12th. And they have not moved since.
Yeah,
so
we were making some good progress, and then all progress.
The next step is verification, which is the longest part of the Tag process. So we're never getting our cards back.
No, that's what I literally asked when we got here today. I was like, do you think we'll ever see those cards again?
Definitely not. But the first thing that I have to talk about is the rise and fall of Tag's first Perfect 1000 card. So Tag does the score. We've talked about it before. You can see it on there. So they do the sub-score. So it's like if she has a 10 and I have a 10, in theory, whoever has the higher score is a 10-year 10. So you could have a 10. You could have a 10 pristine where like nothing's wrong with it, but it's still not a perfect card because that little 0.1%, off on the centering could, take it from a 1000 to a 995. Still a 10 pristine, but like just the little errors that like even the machines are not perfect enough to like overcome. So like as you've seen through some of the grading reports that we've gone through, you can like as you scroll down, you'll see that like Tag does the fray and the fill and the angle of the edges and the corners, and So you may have like, a 1000 on fray, 1000 on film, like a 998 on angle, because it's just not the most flawless angle ever. Not enough for you to tell, not enough for me to tell, but enough that Tag's AI says it is not flawless. There are tiny little things that keep it from being a perfect 1000. So Tag had the first perfect 1000 come out. It was a simplified Chinese Torkel trainer gallery card, and got the picture here of what it looks like. So it came out a perfect 1000 in Tag's 3 or 4 years in business. I've never had a perfect 1000 until a few weeks ago. So it immediately initiated a review of the card. And I wouldn't necessarily put this under Tag controversy. As you can see, I'll post a screenshot, but as you can see, we're looking at the updated grading report. Tag basically said they had to after reviewing the report, they had to regrade the card. Card came back a 985.
I honestly feel like, though, that's really good for them to do.
Well, yeah. So it's like, I like the
that.
fact that it protects like the scores.
Because I feel like then like if you have a perfect card, like this is really a perfect card.
And I can't. Here's the thing. So we're looking at the Reddit page, which again I'll try to put screenshots of. Tag had a very long response. It came from their official Reddit channel on the tag. I guess it's the tag grading subreddit.
Tag grading, yeah.
But they basically came out and said that they reached out to the submitter. And his name is Travis, according to this. They dropped it to a 985. They sent him the card. Card came in, and what he, as far as I could tell, I'm going to assume that he's in agreement with all this, because either he does agree with it because he hasn't been going crazy on social media and sharing it, or he signed an NDA, which if you sign an NDA for, taking something from a company, then you have to agree with it enough to sign.
I mean, I don't know that he would sign an NDA.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, I don't think that's the case. I have no evidence to suggest that he did. I'm just saying either he's not saying anything because he's contractually bound to not say anything, or he's not saying anything because he's satisfied with the resolution.
Well, I mean, and I'm assuming, too, because in this post, like they said, we spoke with him. I don't think they would maybe share that information if he was going to be hostile. They
refunded his submission, the cost of his submission with the Torkel. They comped his next submission to Tag, and they it says in here they sent him a check. Don't know what that was for, but it says they sent him a check. So
maybe
and like I said,
that's how they refunded it. Like,
I don't know. Well, no, I mean, let's see. He did nothing. It says in here somewhere.
Yeah, it said you have to write down here, comped next order in full and sent him a check as our thanks for handling this the way he did.
Refunded entire submission, comped order as full, and sent him a check.
Well, yeah, I just saw where the word check was, but...
So, like I said, it makes me think they did all three. Which, and like, that's the interesting thing is Tag, has, in what could be deemed a scandal, they've been incredibly upfront about it through, a public post on Reddit at a minimum.
Well, and I hope that people don't see this as a scandal, because what I would think would be the scandal is they grade it absolutely perfect, and then someone else looks at it and they're like, well, actually, like, I feel like that would be the scandal. Like, I feel like that's exactly what they should do.
And in this post, they also explained that it was an error in the system that caused the card to measure perfect 50-50, 50-50 on all borders, when in fact...
Do you think it's possible to get like a fully perfect card?
Well, so that's what they said. They said it's just not within the tolerances of the printing presses to get a perfect 50-50, 50-50. Because even then, this card got 49.28 top, 50.72 on bottom, 50.72 on 50.72 and 49.28. So
it's pretty dang close.
The kind of thing that a human would barely be able to measure, the AI is supposed to pick up on, and it didn't correctly pick up on it. Some bug caused it to go an even 50-50, and that was why I got this. So,
do you think that this affected other cards too? Like, do you think they're going to have to go back and look? No?
No, because nothing's ever gotten... I don't know what the highest tag score is. Maybe it's something I can do some research on.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, machine-wise, if it bugged on this one card, I was just like, I wonder if it's obviously not bugging to the same extent, but maybe grading something higher than it should have been or messing something up.
I guess it can't be ruled out.
Yeah.
But I feel like if it were a bigger issue... I feel like you would see more 1,000-point cards that had to be reduced.
Yeah, if it was really a widespread.
Yeah, if it was a right man. Lantern is just not one.
He's barely hanging on. I think he's just too chunky.
Same, bro. Same. But yeah, so that's the new tag news.
And now, is he gonna fall? Guys, place your bets right now. By the end of this episode, will Lantern still be on the microphone?
All right, now for
I'm so excited.
Yeah, Nicole and I have been talking about. Actually, we have been talking about.
No,
this.
we've been saying little tidbits here and there, and been like, we have to save it for the podcast. We have to save it for the. I told him I've never been so excited for Pokemon T in my entire life. I have a whole spreadsheet. I got links. I'm ready.
All right. So, and of course, by the time I eventually get all this edited, it's going to be like a good month. Everyone's going to forget this was a thing.
Well, but I like it because we were supposed to film this last week and we didn't. And I actually got even more information because we didn't. So I feel like we have the conclusion and we can talk about it all. And I'm so excited.
All right. So, moment you've all been waiting for. Mr. Jason Page, the voice of a generation.
Yes.
So, the backstory. There was a vendor, influencer personality who, I believe he traded the card to two kids.
Yes, yeah, they traded him 2 cards. I think they were 2 illustration rares totaling about
for
like 70.
A vintage Gengar.
Yeah.
With a rough market price at the time of the deal of about $150. They then came back to so they took the Gengar. They went and traded the Gengar. They came back to the booth showing him what they had traded. I assume just like a, hey, look at what we got kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like he didn't give them the card to go trade for him.
Right.
Like it was just an even deal. They brought back what they got. And it was a Jason Page custom card signed by Jason Page and graded by AGS, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're going to picture the card up here. So, of course, the community was very quick to come back and say Jason Page scammed these kids because that card that he gave them wasn't even a real Pokemon card and definitely wasn't worth $150. But yet he took the Gengar from them and gave them this autographed promo custom card. So I'm on the side of Jason Page scam these kids. And Nicole is...
I wouldn't say I'm on Jason Page's side per se. I just think that he was a little wronged in this situation from what I've gathered. So I watched his full apology video. It was about 5-7 minutes long. And so pretty much what I got from this, just overall, he is in full belief that the trade was fair, which obviously he's going to believe that. And he says that the story that this influencer, this vendor, shared was not truthful, did not cover the full thing in entirety. So he did a whole price breakdown. So his card was a graded promo card. He said and when you look at it, it is very obvious that it is a promo card. But again, you have to think like these are kids. Do they really know that? Is there an adult with them? But it is very obvious that it's a promo card, even on, the graded part of the card. Like, it says promo. It's not Pokemon on the back.
It was like a robo grading.
Yeah.
Like, it was for, like, AGS.
Yeah.
Had a Charizard and a couple other Pokemon on there, but it was very clearly not meant to be a Pokemon card. And it was a promo card, but it didn't look like any promo card currently out there. Like, it was a custom card for AGS and Jason Page.
Right. And so, like you had mentioned at the time, the children were under the impression that this Gengar card they had gotten was worth about $150. Well, when you actually look at the card, yes, it is a real Pokemon card. They were told, what that value was. But if you look at that card, it is extremely damaged. Even if you go on eBay or other places, none of those cards are as damaged as the Gengar card that he has is. And I wrote, there's foil exposed around every single edge. There's scrapes all across it. There's white spots. There's dents everywhere all over the card. Okay. And so Jason Page says that based on the recent sales for cards that aren't even as damaged as much, like the maximum worth that card would have was $75.
Okay.
which is obviously still worth something, but significantly less than what the original creator had said, which I did also see the response from the original creator after all of this, so I have all the tea. I'm ready with the tea. So he even in this video, like he zoomed in on the eBay cards that were not as damaged as his, and even then a lot of them were selling for around like $36. Like it was between like 36 to the 75. And so Jason Page, this is where I still think he kind of sucks, but I don't think that he can be really, you can say what you want about the things that he charges for the things that he does, but so he in his video, and I have this picture, I'll send it to Mike, we'll put it up here. He has, he shows his kind of like menu of what all of his things are worth, right? So like a regular signature is $50. Do I agree with just a signature being $50? No, but he is very, transparent. This costs this much. If you want a full name, it's $100. If you want a certificate of authenticity, you add 15. If it's an inscription, you add, right? So he's very upfront about what all these...
Yeah, he's running a business through his own brand. Yeah.
Exactly. And so obviously we know the price breakdown of this Gengar card about being very generous, $75, maybe $80. So for what Jason Page had given these kids, so it was a graded promo card. And, because it's promo, it's graded, like, it's limited supply. There's some demand, resale demand for it. He estimated about, like, $5. But he said that the reason that they thought this was equal, $150 for $150, was that it was a full autograph that cost $100, so his full name, plus a $25 inscription, plus the $18 to cover the grading process, and the estimated $5 card value plus whatever shipping needed to happen. If you bet he would fall, I don't know what you win, but you win.
You can't see him, but he's sitting on the table.
So funny. But so all of that, totaled with it also being graded a 10, he's saying the value of what he gave the kids was $148. So when you really sit there and look at it, what he says is that the kids really kind of got away with a steal. They gave him a card worth maximum $80, and then what he gave them in return, he values at $150. Now, whether you agree or not that that should be worth $150 is up to you. I don't think that that man's autograph is worth $100 or $50, but just from the information that was given to me, I was like, okay, I can see why they would think that that's a fair trade, because he values it at $150. The kids thought the Gengar was valued $150. So when you just look at it point blank like that, it is a pretty fair, what you would, I guess, would call a fair trade for what he values himself at.
So here's and of course, now that I'm trying to look at pictures, can't find anything. So I'm trying to figure out if this is a real Pokemon card or not. Because
the one that he had was not. Like, and I can
so the Robo grading card is not a real Pokemon card.
Right. It's not a real Pokemon card. But the value he says is coming from, it's signed by him, which is worth X amount of money. He paid X amount of money to get it graded.
So eBay sales with anything with his signature on it don't support that price point. Like, this is just completed sales. And you can even, we're back in April. We're back in May.
Well, but so he's not going off of what eBay is selling, I guess, his stuff as. He's going, this is what I charge for this. If you're buying this from me, it is worth $150.
Yes, and I do get that point, but it's the thing is that the Gengar, you're pricing it based on a resale market. It's the only way you're pricing them on two different markets.
Right.
So to say, like, I get that, if they wanted that car, if they wanted that suite of services from him to go buy it from him, it would have cost them a lot more. But listen, obviously these kids are buying and selling trading cards. If they take that AGS promo and put it on the market, I don't think they're going to pull anywhere near Jason Page's price.
Well, especially not now after all of this. I mean, someone might pity them and be like, I'll just give you $150. But...
Yeah. Well, and so like that's where like this was the completed sales where you've got a bunch of stuff, and granted, some of these are June. here's a May one. Like I said, nothing from him is going for over 50.
Yeah, it's like 50, 39,
$40.
39,
There's one energy
64.
card that went for 150, but that's a first gen Japanese graded. Like, it's like here, in my opinion, this is probably one of the more telling ones. You've got a Lance's Charizard trainer gallery from 25th anniversary with Jason Page's signature, went for $44. And that was May 10th, prior to any of this scandal. So I just can't side with him. I think obviously the whole thing was blown out of proportion as it blew up on social media. And I think Jason Page may be a little unfair for what he sells people in general.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going around targeting kids.
No, well, and he even, like, he stated in his video multiple times that, like, he understands why there was so much of an uproar. He's like, you guys want to protect kids, and I get that. But that's also when he's like, but the entire truth was not
also,
presented
there's plenty
to you.
of videos of him just, like, walking up to vendors and being at shows and being like, hey, if you buy this card with my autograph, it'll increase it. Like,
right. Well, and that's not to say he's, you know, a word that I'm not going to say on our PG podcast that I really would like to call him for charging these prices, because I don't think his signature is worth that, especially just with his attitude. And
so I don't know if you remember my first trip to Collectr last year. Was I was going to get a ton of stuff, autographed and whatever. And then when I got there and was like, he's not the only one, but he's by far one of the most expensive. I was like, they charge, no, I don't want anything autographed.
Well, and I'm like, I get it. Like, you're kind of washed up and you have to get your bag somehow, but like, $50 just to write not even your full name is kind
just
of
to get basically
to
your
me.
Initials with a little line.
So
next
it's
to
not
it.
that really, like, I'm on his side. Like, I don't support him, but I just feel like the backlash was kind of crazy. And the original vendor who had come out against him put another video out, an apology video, being like, guys, I messed up. So the original video was posted by, I think it's Boosters and Bangers is what I wrote down. Yeah. And so he came out with an apology video after Jason had responded, and of course all these other vendors were talking about it. And so he said that he was trying to comp this raw card at a PSA 1 grade, and a lot of his excuses were just, I've only been doing this for 8 months, I don't know. I've only been doing this for 8 months, I don't know. But which that rubbed me also really the wrong way, where he was like, I just didn't know how to do this. And I'm like, well, then don't vend at a show if you don't know how this works.
Yeah.
But I digress.
I said, see, I didn't watch it. I stopped watching everything on it when you said you had.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And you know, I'm in that tea. I'm in that tea. This literally, like, I was so excited.
Yeah, Nicole's been ready to rock and roll in this one.
Yes. So, yeah, pretty much he used PSA 1 prices on an ungraded card, so saying, okay, $150. And he admits himself that he did mislead everybody. He was like, I messed up. Like, I have to own that. Like, I lied to y'all. And he even was like, I let, you know, all the attention get to my head. I've only been doing this for 8 months. Like, I was just so excited to be involved and do all of this stuff. And apparently he had also at some point accused Jason Page of like switching out the Gengar cards and saying that it was like a different card. And he was like, again, like, I just got swept up in it. Like, I don't, like, that's not true. Like, I lied about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he just really rubbed me the wrong way, especially when he was like, oh yeah, I was using PSA 1 prices. And I was like, you're scamming kids. You're the one actually scamming kids. Because how are you going to use a PSA 1 price on an ungraded, damaged card and be like, yeah, this ungraded, damaged card is worth what a PSA 1 would be worth?
Yeah, like I feel like, and I could, y'all can correct me in the comments. I feel like at that point you have to go on to TCG Player and just find the lowest graded issue or the lowest, sale price selling damaged. Bro, there's like 19 gigs on there.
One day we won't run out of storage in the middle of this.
Eventually.
One day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, what I was saying is I just think the original poster, I mean, I just think he got a little carried away with everything. And I just feel like, I don't know. I'm not on Jason Page's side by any means. I don't think he's cool. I think he's a washed up, lazy dude, trying to make money a lazy way and scam people at card shows, but like not in the way that was claimed at least.
See, yeah, that was funny because just from our conversations before this episode, I totally thought you were like on his side. I was like, can't wait to see how she defends.
I was kind of originally on his side when I first saw his video explaining it, but then I kind of like, as I was watching back through it multiple times and taking my notes of importance and things like that, I really was just sitting there, and I did watch it multiple times, and I watched the other guys'
you guys
apology
should see
video.
the note that she has.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Let me hold it up to the camera. I literally, on my notes app, I like have a whole like spreadsheet thing that I made. I have pictures.
She's got links and screenshots.
That's like
and
the card. I have the links. You know,
this is the most effort I've seen you give anything.
Listen, I love tea.
Very impressed.
I love tea. But yeah, no, as I was thinking through it, I was like, I don't necessarily think he's in the wrong in this instance, but I also just can't say that I like him, and I can't say that I agree with what he charges for a signature at a card show. So it's not that I'm on his side. I just think he maybe wasn't as in the wrong as we all thought. I think we were all just kind of already primed because he just is a word I can't say on here, and just generally doesn't seem like a very great person, but I think in this instance he was a little wronged.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, did I sway your opinion in any way? Or sway?
A little bit. I mean, like I said, it's more that when you told me that you had this big debate first half and said not to watch Jason Page's video, I don't watch anything on it. So had I watched his whole video, I probably would have been more inclined to agree with you. I also didn't see the apology from the vendor.
Well, because that was the crazy thing is I had seen one video from a vendor that I follow that wasn't involved in like the original stuff, and then Mike texted me and was like, have you seen this? And I was like, kind of, like, do you want me to look into it? And the second he was like, yeah, look into it, I opened my Instagram. What is the first thing on my Instagram? Yeah, they're listening. They were like, oh, she wants to know about Jason Page. Here is Jason Page's video. And I was like, oh, baby, I'm ready. I was like, I love the drama.
So I guess keeping on the theme of Pokemon cards, we recently had NAIC this weekend, North American International Championships, for any of you that didn't know, because I didn't know what that meant.
What does it mean? Say it again.
North American International Championships.
Oh, yeah, we also, we have an insider. We have one of our friends that we play with locally who got to participate and made it pretty dang far for, you know. Yeah,
out of several thousand people, he was in
like the top 550. Yeah. Out of, I think he said there were 4,780 people or something like that. So we were excited for him.
So the biggest thing to come out of NAIC, if you take a look at even just the top 10, in the top 10, you've only got 5 Dragapults, and Dragapult was not number 1.
Yeah, which I thought was crazy because I didn't look into any of these stats. Well, I just
here's the kind of crazy thing. James Kowalski was just playing a Lily's Clefairy deck, which I wasn't even familiar with the concept. You know, I mean, for Pokemon, it runs on Mega Kangaskhan, Meowth, Lily's Clefairy, Latias, Wellspring, Ogerpon, Pheasantipity, Chien-Pao, and Koraidon.
Yeah, well, and I knew Lily's Clefairy was good against the Dragapult.
Well, yeah,
that's why we added
a lot of Dragapult stuff. Well, that's why I right now I'm playing like a version of Slotbox that relies pretty heavily on it, but it has a bunch of other attackers as well. And then number 2 was Dragapult Dusknoir, and then Dragapult Slowking came number 4. Crustle came number 5. So of the top 5, Dragapult's only got a 40% stake. Mm-hmm. Which is, well, and I feel like that's because Dragapult became so popular that everyone else just built decks around what can beat Dragapult.
Right. Well, yeah, because that's even why we added the Clefairies into my deck. That has nothing to do with Clefairy. Was for when I run into a Dragapult, I have something I can do.
And then you've got a Pult Blaziken, Team Rocket's Mewtwo, 2 Dragapults, and then rounding out 10th place was Zoroark. It made for a really interesting competition, and it is kind of showing, I guess, a little shift in the meta.
Well, and unfortunately for me, I don't see any Ceruleges there, so...
No, I don't think anybody's playing
I don't know that I'm going to go very far if you actually drag me to one.
We will. Stay tuned for our coverage from whatever the Southeastern Regional Tournament is in 2027.
Lord. Wish me luck. Maybe I'll have more than one deck by that point. I have one deck and one deck only, and I know how to play it pretty well.
You play that Cerulege proudly, though.
And I do. And every time I beat anyone locally, I'm
Do you
like,
know-
ha ha ha.
I guess we can name drop. Do you know what deck Cam played with?
I don't.
I have to ask him and talk about it
Let
next
me
episode.
see. Talk about something while I look and see if I still have the picture.
Okay, yeah, so I'll move on. So this is our first episode we've done since 30th anniversary dropped. Well, it hasn't dropped, but since the announcement happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be rough. September 16th. And an international release on the same day. So the Japanese are not getting it any earlier than America is, or the rest of the world. This is going to be interesting. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be scalped into oblivion as it's been, but I
have no hope.
also think that the market as a whole is just really tired of scalpers and their crap. I also just kind of hope that people can remember how tired of scalpers they are, and that ultimately the customer has the final say in things. I just hope people can remember that and don't go blind by the 30th anniversary. But we're going to show up some of the promos, the new opalescent rarity for Mew, Mewtwo, and 2 Pikachus.
So pretty and they're so beautiful. All the cards that they've shown so far, I'm just like, I'm never gonna get to see one in
this
person.
is where I'm like, you have to come on, you'll be able to get some. You may have to pay. Look, MSRP is a myth. Okay,
Yeah.
MSRP is a relic of a bygone era.
But my thing is I can't afford to spend $100 on every pack that I want.
Well,
you know?
And I'm not saying, but especially for those Umbreon, Espeon promos, those are promos. They're going to come out in a box.
Oh, my baby. I'm never going to see her.
Yeah, they're going to be in the front, in the clear part of some box, or as a box topper or something. It's not going to be impossible. Everyone just has to remember to, like I said, you don't want to pay scalper prices, but at the same time, everyone can agree, and we're not going to get political here, but that the cost of just living has gone up, and that's not just felt by people, it's felt by companies too. Everything from across the supply chain goes up, so you have to expect cost to rise. Now, am I saying that your previously $26 booster bundle needs to be going for $70, $75, $80? No.
Right.
Not at all. I'm not condoning that, but we need to accept that there will be an increase in prices.
Right.
My
just thing is if, the Pokemon company is increasing the prices because, production costs more, that's fine. I don't care. It's just, I have no empathy for a scalper. I have no sympathy for a scalper. I don't care that your cost of living is going up. Let me buy my Pokemon.
No, and there's a big difference here. I'm talking about some of our local stores that are charging well over MSRP, but are still a little under market. It's just that, because you got to think Pokemon's got to make more money. And then Pokemon is a Japanese company. They send everything to American distributors to get it out of the store. Then those distributors are setting their own prices.
Aren't we supposed to have, I don't know, printing presses? I don't know how to describe. Aren't they making warehouses where
there's
they
already
print stuff?
printing facilities in the U.S., but TPCI, the Pokemon Company International, does not manage all that stuff. That's where the distributor, as far as I understand, that's where the distributors come in. And so that's where you've got your stores have to get it from distro. Well, distro's setting some of their own prices based on what TPCI is charging them.
Yeah.
I'd say TPCI is not hands off, but they're based in Japan. So the distributors are running a lot of the stuff over here with oversight from them. But your distributors are not evenly setting prices all across the board, and they're also very regionally based from what I've found as well.
I don't know. Well, and what I want to happen, and I know that this is going to make everyone mad because every time I say it out loud, people get mad at me. I just need them to print so much and just flood the market so much for just a little bit. Doesn't have to be forever.
See, it's not possible. I know what you're saying. It's not possible to reach that goal because you've got people that are just stockpiling endless amounts of it. They can keep printing it and people are still getting their hands on it.
But that's what I'm saying. If they just print so much of it and then it's worth nothing because there is so much of it, and then everyone can cry about the value of their cards for a year or two, and then when the scalpers get bored because everything is worth nothing.
There's a lot of people online talking about a crash coming. Some people are describing it as a full-blown crash. Other people are talking about it more as a bubble bursting. in 2027.
I mean, I'm for either of those options.
Exactly. There's a lot of projection for that coming in 2027. It's definitely not going to come this year, not with 30th anniversary.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
But look, you'll be able. Ultimately, what I'm getting at is you'll be able to get product. You just have to accept this notion of MSRP is just almost complete. Unless it's a product that can be found in a vending machine, it's just gone.
Which they've destroyed my vending machines.
That's a whole. Vending machines are a whole another issue. But you know what? That also leads into kind of where we'll close tonight is Pitch Black. How was your Pitch Black experience?
I had a really great time, Mike. How was your time?
I'm sure you did. It was terrible. Nicole and I talk pretty regularly outside of this podcast, so I already know what she's going to say. Would you like to tell everybody the news?
Yeah, so it was really awesome. I was sitting in the hair salon getting my hair done, and I'm sitting there, and I'm watching my counter on the Pokemon Center. Mind you, I've never in my life tried to even get a Pokemon Center drop because with the job that I work, I normally don't have time for that, but it's summer, so I have time for that. And so I sat there and I watched my counter tick down and tick down and tick down, holding my breath for almost an hour and a half. Boom, I'm in there. Beautiful, perfect. I grab an ETB. I grab a booster bundle. I go to check out. Boom, it works. I get the confirmation email, baby. My first ever pre-order. It was so successful.
I don't religiously get on them or anything, but this is probably my third or fourth time, and every time I'm either not able to reach the store at all. I had issues when I was on my phone of my web, even though I stayed in Safari, my website refreshing multiple times. And then when I was able to get on a computer, I kept getting error pages and, the website would go down for maintenance. Then we wound up back in the queue and it was just back and forth. And then we got on and it said there was product there. And if you were able to get it into your cart, it wouldn't let you check out. I say we, because I was with a friend of mine at the same time we were trying to get it.
Well, and even the site would crash and it would come back up. I would get a Discord notification. I'm texting everybody, go get back in the queue, try
so
again.
You're one of those.
Oh, I'm in 2 Discords.
So those Discords sponsor a lot of scalping, right?
Well, I'm not a scalper. I'm trying desperately to buy cards.
What
I don't pay for them, though. They're free.
That's good, then.
Yeah, they're free Discords. I don't know.
A lot of those, some of them you do pay to be in the Discord.
Right, I don't have enough money.
A lot of them do discuss different ways not all of them, they're not all bad, but a lot of them do discuss different ways to scalp and different ways to buy. I
mean, at least the 2 that I am in, I have never seen discussion of scalping. They literally just, the links drop and they send them. And then, they also have, the check mark or the X, did you get it or did you not? And I would say 99 out of 100 times it's all X's and there's one person who got one piece of product.
Yeah,
we're all just fighting for our lives.
The biggest thing that I saw was a bunch of people online were talking about the Pitch Black pre-order not going well, even though Pokemon is constantly coming out and saying that they're working really hard to improve the pre-order experience. So
for me, because I thought that it was going to be a total disaster because I was like, do I even try and get it? Because my friend texted me and was like, hey, pre-order's dropping today. I didn't even know because that's not something I'm really clocked in on. And so I was like, well, I have the time. I got to sit here for 4 hours while I dye my hair, so I might as well try. And everything I'd ever heard or seen, the memes, everything was that every drop is just chaos and it's just panic. And I was like, I felt like it went fairly well, but obviously that's not everybody's experience.
We'll see how your next drop goes, because like I said, this is probably my third.
Was there going to be another one in the summer? Because if not, this is my only one. Yeah, so my one and only. And I did tell Mike this because we were going to talk about it on the podcast last week, and I was just scared. I panicked because I was so I've heard all the stories where you get to the cart and you're checking out and you put all your stuff in, whatever, and then it's you don't get any, actually. So I put in the wrong billing address, and I'm just holding on to the fact that in the email, it was if we can't charge you whenever we need to charge you, we'll send you another email and you can fix your stuff. But I was just I can't believe I'm just so scared that my hour and a half of waiting and gloating is for nothing because I put in the wrong billing address. Yeah, because your card's going to decline because
the billing address is wrong.
Oh my gosh. But no, I'm checking my email religiously every day now just to see if they're we can't process your card, because I swear. If you guys have ever put in the wrong billing address and then you've had to change it, let me know. Because I still can't figure out how to get in contact with a real person. It's just feeding me through their chat bot, how do I help you AI, and we're going in circles and it doesn't know what I need. So
But that's everything I had for tonight.
Yeah, no, we talked about vending machines. I got to talk about my tea.
Yeah,
I don't
reach
know.
out,
I felt
tag,
like,
and
oh
the
no,
Jason
we talked
page.
about Pokemon suing people. Yeah, I think we hit everything on my mental list too.
All
Oh,
right.
speaking of, he did text me back to NAIC. Our friend, he played with an Alakazam deck. I don't
Hate him a little bit more now, not gonna lie.
a little bit more. Oh my goodness. Oh, he also said that he can send us the link to his list. So maybe I'll leave the link in the description, and if you want to go check out our friend's stuff, you can go look at it.
Yeah, his deck list.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, oh wait, we didn't do social media.
Oh yeah, you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch at goalienicolie. I think my YouTube is goalienicoliepogo. And obviously you're here at the Yapdos podcast.
And my social media is still pending podcast success. Y'all gotta blow this up.
Yeah. Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta start. We gotta get these view counts up. We gotta get
Yeah,
this watch time up. I
we're
need
trying.
y'all to start glazing us in the comments.
Yes. But anyway, everybody have a good night. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.